Hello everybody, and welcome to video one for an evening of Quality Matters. My name is Linda Goulet, the former Associate Department Chair known as Linda Crosby, and I'm going to be sharing some of the 5 keys to move your course towards course or program towards compliance. Teaching and Learning Coordinator Laura Kyriakopoulos, who works with me in the marketing department, will be delivering a part two video, and she'll talk about 2 other elements moving your course towards compliance, and then she'll also share some reflections and some lessons learned. So we were asked to provide this information to you because we actually put all of our marketing courses through the Quality Matters template this summer. So we moved all of our marketing courses over into this Quality Matters template. About a year ago, the marketing department at the Donald W. Main College of Business updated its marketing curriculum to be more relevant and more current. And so a part of that process is I really wanted to be able to include this model because the new marketing department, the new marketing program is very digitally focused, and so we wanted to make sure our online learning templates reflected that and were of the highest quality because we wanted our students to have a very good experience. So some of the things I'm going to chat about in this brief video is what is Quality Matters and why is this stuff so important? And I guess more importantly, why did Davenport University decide to adopt it? And then I'm going to cover 3 of the 5 keys that we thought were really important as we converted our courses and the program over to QM. And 3 of those 5 that I'm going to talk about are alignment, compliance, and being student-centered. So what exactly is QM? So Quality Matters is a nonprofit, student-centered and quality-centered organization that was really developed for online courses first and then later added blended courses. It actually provides a certification for online and blended courses. Quality Matters has over 1,000 member institutions, and those are global institutions, so not just in Michigan, not just in the United States, but across the entire globe. And those are member institutions, not individual members. Individual members can join Quality Matters and become a quality member as well, but there are over 1,000 member institutions. And here in Michigan alone, besides Davenport University, we have universities like Western and Grand Valley who are also QM institutions. So Quality Matters does have a certified process, so you can actually put your classes through an official Quality Matters certified process. There are 3 members who will go through the Quality Matters rubric and certify that your course is Quality Matters certified. To be Quality Matters certified, a course has to receive a score of 85 out of 100. And in fact, Davenport put its first course through the Quality Matters review process in May, and for its very first course, it received a 97 out of 100. So our instructional designers and our instructor who work with the instructional designers really did a fabulous job putting that course through. And I know we do have plans to put some more courses through the process. It is a respected and acknowledged third-party reviews. So it's a very respected process. And just by the fact that there are so many member institutions, I think lends a lot of credibility. And I think why that's important really for us here is that this is not a fly-by-night organization. This is a well-respected organization that's been around for a number of years, and member institutions grow every year as well as Quality Matters becomes more prevalent and as more schools start using online courses, more traditional schools as well. So the first key to success we wanted to share with you is alignment. And so I have this little all roads lead to learning outcomes. So one of the key things you need to remember as a professor who is working with a course to move over to the Quality Matters template is that everything in your course has to be aligned with the learning outcomes. That means any reading you have in there, any assessments that they're doing, any assignments that you have in class, any tests, they all have to lead back to the course learning outcomes. Now that might seem pretty obvious. Well, of course they should, all activities should lead to the learning outcomes. But I'm sure every one of you has taught a course before where there's some assignment in the course or some reading in the course that might be really fun or might get students get really engaged. But when you look at what the outcomes of the course are, there's really not a lot of alignment. It really doesn't, when you look at it, doesn't make sense for it to be there. So making sure that everything aligned is really probably, if I could only give you one key, it would be this alignment piece. We also try to have weekly objectives in the course. These weekly objectives, again, would align with the learning outcomes. And by doing this, it really creates a transparent process for the students. So the students know why they're there. They know why the content is there. And really, this is a process that helps us assure that at the end of the 7 weeks or the 15 weeks, that the students really own those learning outcomes. So consistency is another key that we found. I know when I was going through and updating one of the courses that I teach a fair amount, is we found that the language in the RAA wasn't exactly the same as the language we used in the crier, and that was even different than the language that we used in the master course. So creating that consistency really helps to give the students a quality experience. And you may find when you're transferring one of these courses or developing one of these courses for the Quality Matters model, you may find that, the crier and the RAA aren't consistent. And so you may have to, go back to your TLC or go back, have your TLC or your department chair or your ADC and say, hey, there's some inconsistency here. Can we even update criers? And we found ourselves doing some of that too. So having a real consistency in the language, having real relevance to the assessments and the reading. We talked about that connection to the learning outcomes, and doing that really provides a great, link between the learning process itself and the learning outcomes to the student. Finally, Quality Matters is a student-centered process. So while the review process really takes place with faculty just like yourselves or instructional designers, they're really taking a review of this course from the student's perspective. So as professors designing these Quality Matters courses, we need to do the same. We need to kind of step back from our faculty role and say, okay, what makes sense from the student perspective? What is a student going to be looking for? So we need to do instructional design with the student in mind. And if you're, worried and thinking, I have no instructional design training, I don't really know what, standard instructional design practices are, don't worry about that. We have a fabulous team of instructional designers who really are there with you every step of the way to help you with that process. We want to have assessments that help students to grow and to learn, not just, check boxes and say, yeah, did that. Typically we have multiple instances with the course where we're covering those learning outcomes. And that does certainly help the students to learn. We also want to make sure that we include, and this is a part of the Quality Matters model, is that we have faculty to student interaction, which you have that typically multiple times in many courses, but it's also as important to have peer-to-peer interaction and collaboration. That is an assessment model, or that is a element that is assessed in the Quality Matters model. That's it for part 1. And Laura Kirikopoulos is going to be sharing part 2 with you, and we look forward to seeing you in the session on Tuesday. Thank you.